Hi, my name is Margie O'Driscoll, and I'm a new friend to the people of San Benito. I live in San Francisco and recently organized the Architecture at Zero competition that developed zero net energy ideas for a new library for the people of this county. This competition was organized by PG&E and the American Institute of Architects, California. I'll admit it, I'm passionate about libraries. I served as the director of the Friends of the San Francisco Public Library for 5 years, so I know firsthand the power of libraries in communities. I was awestruck when I visited your library for the first time about 2 years ago. On that fall Friday morning, every seat was filled, and there was a hum of orderly activity that felt comforting and organized. When I sat down with the library team, I was amazed at the diversity of services and connection to real needs in the community. Don't tell my friends in San Francisco, but there's a lot we could all learn from you. Your library is an essential service, and the services it provides are needed now more than ever. Today, I speak to you in the midst of one of the most turbulent periods of my lifetime and yours. The COVID-19 pandemic has swept away so many loved ones and upended life for every single person. Schools are closed, businesses are closed, and people are hurting. Yet we know that this turbulent time will end. We just don't know exactly when that will be. Although the idea of a new library may seem far-fetched in this moment, in light of the suffering which surrounds every Californian, and indeed everyone in the world, I urge you to hold fast to the dream, the opportunity of a new library to serve the 21st century needs of the people of San Benito. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Allison Williams, and I'm an architect in San Francisco. I've had the privilege of serving on the Architecture at Zero design jury for 6 of its 10 years. Today I'm here to just give you a very quick overview of the 3 professional schemes that rose to the top in our jury analysis. We gave 3 award levels: citation, merit, and honor. The first scheme was awarded a citation. It was called The Branch, and it was submitted by the firm Dialogue. What was special about this particular entry was the level of analysis that came to bear on the scheme. Through a series of energy producing scenarios, it was able to offset its low carbon footprint, partly because it was a mass timber structure, but also because it generated on-site energy through high-performance envelope, natural ventilation, passive solar shading and glazing, geothermal exchange. It was a living machine with photovoltaic panels that combined to generate a net positive energy building. One additional notable fact was that it took urban design strategy that redesigned and created a new pedestrian walkway from 5th Street to the San Benito County Superior Court. And this was a really important community and urban design gesture. The second award was given to Community Currents by the firm of Murphy, Burnham, and Buttrick Architects. Their scheme was called Community Currents, and what was incredible about this project is it just very straightforward, organized around a grid, definitely within the traditional language of what one would expect in a library, but delivered as a net zero proposal. It hovered underneath a very large roof. The roof extended beyond the volume underneath it in order to pack as many photovoltaic panels on the rooftop as possible, to provide shade to the fenestration of the volume underneath it, and also to establish right on the property line a boundary for the project itself. It had a basement, which was also a little unusual, but here it was purposeful because it allowed the building to sit deeper in the ground so that its volume was less out of context with its surroundings. The fact that it was organized around a grid meant that at the upper levels, the reading room spaces looked down into a central atrium. And at the ground floor, that grid, which was created of a rammed earth nature, was very porous. You could walk on the ground plane and pass by uses that were at the ground plane, which contained a cafe, a wellness center, maker space, a media lab, passport office, and teleprompter offices, all these things, small auditorium, all these things which were very much community, of benefit to the community. But in the center, there's a dramatic atrium view that gave way to the interior of the library above. A very traditional organization with the reading rooms at the second level, a piano nobile level, which traditionally allowed the library to acquire kind of a regal relationship to the street. And then the third scheme was an honor award for the entry by the name of the Book Garden, submitted by Jensen Architects. And this scheme rose to the jury's highest attention because it was the best balance between the understanding of the place of San Benito County and its free library needs, and the design excellence that it reached through the careful development of this very understated building that was sculpted by the unique and climatic and social conditions of the city. It's low energy and healthy spaces that were pavilion-like massings, which maximize daylighting and natural ventilation, creating healthy spaces with low energy consumption. In a way, it's a series of layered pavilions. It really took on the challenge of the former traditional attitude about libraries being pin drop quiet, and a more current, forward-looking expression of a library which is truly a community space, educational hub, social hub for the community, providing resources and technology, and supporting active, vibrant library resources. It truly serves as a center for community activity, but importantly, it has a scale very much in keeping with the place. I like to call it kind of a civic intimacy. The idea that the reading rooms and the components of the library are proposed as small pavilions, each having access to a garden, each having a network of open air corridors connecting it, and most importantly, it generating its energy efficiency hugely through its attention to the location and its specific climate. And for that reason, the Jensen Architects scheme of the Book Garden, like a giant battery pack, and its integration of some historic elements, rose to the top for the jury. Now, I've only told you about the three professional entries, but there were some amazing student entries that, again, surpassed the previous years, and I urge you to take a look at them on the web at Architecture at Zero 2020. Thanks very much.